Alright, to show everybody what I've got going on, here's my 2007 Winnebago View 23H RV. It's got a 2.7 liter turbo diesel. It's an inline 5. And I'll give you a quick tour of how it all works. So here's the cab, and up here we've got a bed which flips down, so there's a ladder, you can hop up there and it just goes up out of the way when you're not using it. So the slide is out right now, so it makes it definitely more roomy. But there's a sofa here that also pulls out really easily into a bed. And then we've got a kitchen area here. I've got all the cabinets out right now working on a terrible plumbing job. We've got an electric cooktop, toaster, microwave. The bathroom is a mess right now because of said plumbing project, but there's a shower, there's a toilet under there, sink, medicine cabinet, and there's a nice, well, nice for a small RV closet here. Coming around to the other side, there's a fridge with a separate freezer and refrigerator section. That seems to be working pretty well. And then swinging around, there's a dinette. The dinette seats 4. I'm not 4 people, so I'm probably going to end up modifying that in the future to make it a little narrower and take up a little bit less room. It's got these nice picture windows on either side, and I think we've pretty much completed the tour. The fridge is electric, the water heater is electric. Here's the water heater. It's a 2.7 gallon. Oh, you know what? I'll have to, I'm going to end this one here. I'll open up a couple other bays to do a second video to show you a couple of the other systems on board that make it pretty unique. But that's it so far. Yeah, and as you've noticed, I need to do the flooring, and I would like to paint the walls, and maybe the cabinets. That's a big job. Open to your input there. But there's a quick overview. I'll make a second video showing a couple of the battery system, an electrical system on board, and the heater for anyone who's interested. Okay, so I can't show this RV without showing the battery system. So these are lithium batteries. It's not too common in RVs or just in general. At this point, lithium batteries are still pretty expensive and a little more complicated than standard batteries, but they give you a lot more battery storage. And in this setup, it allows this RV to be pretty much self-sufficient on battery power, and they're recharged by the solar panels, and there's a large alternator on board as well. So whenever I drive the vehicle, it can charge these batteries really quickly, much quicker than a normal battery setup. And what's cool is there's an app, let's get it out of the glare, that actually shows me a whole bunch of information about my batteries. So lithium batteries are basically fully charged right now, and they're at 13.22 volts. I'm currently using 8 amps of power. That's probably because the refrigerator's running. That seems a little high. Oh, I've got all the lights on to show you guys what's going on, so that adds a little bit to it. And the battery temperature is 61 degrees currently. One thing about these batteries is they cannot go below 32 degrees Fahrenheit and be charged. They can discharge below that, but they cannot charge below that. So I need to monitor the temperature carefully, and I do have an alarm built in that will go off if I start to reach that temperature. And I might as well show you. This is probably not going to pick up much because it's pretty late in the day, So I have 500 watts of solar panels on the roof. Because the batteries are basically full, and also it's late in the day, they're not doing a whole lot right now. But this can read much higher if we've got direct sunlight, and they'll charge the batteries when they need it. Speaking of battery temperature, I have not quite hooked it up yet, but I actually installed a heating pad underneath the batteries, and I insulated them very well with closed cell foam insulation, because I want to keep them warm. I want to be able to go into cold weather and keep them warm. I installed these two vents here so they can share cabin air, and otherwise they are completely insulated. So there's some of the insulation stacked up. There's 2.5 inches on either side, just as much as I could fit to insulate them. And going back, I installed a heating pad underneath the batteries that's going to be controlled by a thermostat. So basically, when the batteries reach a temperature of, say, 36 degrees, the thermostat will turn on, and it will stay on until they're at, say, 38 degrees, and then it'll turn back off. So the idea there is that it will keep them warm. Here's the wiring. I set it up to install it, and that's one of my next projects here. So moving on, here's some more of the electrical system here. So the inverter is the big white box. It's a 2,000 watt inverter. That'll power a microwave, or an electric hot water heater, or a toaster oven, anything like that. I actually installed a energy efficient air conditioner on the roof. It can also power that, so I can run all of those systems off of my batteries alone. It's pretty unique. It's thanks to the lithium batteries. And I will say, the previous owner had installed the lithium batteries. It's part of the appeal of this unit, even though it was a project in many other ways. I've been working on it quite a bit to get it how I want it, but he did install a very nice battery system, and I've basically just tweaked that to my liking. So here's some of the other components. I'm not gonna walk through all this stuff. It's not my prettiest wiring work, but I wanted to fit everything in a very tight spot, and I kind of worked with the components he already had. I might change a few things in the future, but for now, this is working. So, one more thing to show you that's unique on this setup. The original furnace is not in place, which was propane powered. I installed a diesel powered S-bar heater. It is a D4. They make a D2 that's very common. This actually taps into the factory fuel tank, which is really cool, and it just sips the fuel, so it can last for forever. It can last for 20 plus days without me having to worry about fuel. I don't have all the ducting run yet. I was just testing it, and this thing puts out some serious heat, so that's going to really help in the winter. Is there anything else that's worth going over? I think that's about it. Oh, you know what? Let's just might as well. Well, we'll take a peek at the Jeep. I decided last minute to tow the Jeep behind the RV to take it out to Colorado. So I bought a tow bar. Most of that stuff is set up now. So there's the tow bar, there's the Jeep. I got the lights today and so on. But the reason I came back here is just to hop up the ladder. So bear with me. And I might as well show you what's going on up here. So here's one panel, and there's 4 more. They're 100 watts each, and that gives me 500 watts of solar. You can see on either side there's quite a bit of room. I'd love to add a little bit more solar. So on those overcast days or days where I'm just consuming more power, I can recharge quicker. And of course, here's the air conditioning unit that I added just for real hot days, just for when I need it. So that's it. Here's my house that I've been at for a long time, that I'm about to leave, in my neighborhood that I've been at for a long time, but I'm ready. So hope you enjoyed the technical side of the tour, and that shows you guys what I'm working with, because some people were curious. All right, I will update again later.